Larissa,
Hi.
you have written 3 books now in a steampunk universe.
That's
Tell
correct.
me about it.
Well, it's as you said, it's a steampunk universe. Technology-wise, it's early industrial. So there is technology, but not a lot. There is gunpowder, but not a lot. If you encounter someone with a gun, they're dangerous, rich, or both.
Why should I read this book? Give me the elevator pitch.
Well, it's a setting where magic is illegal, at least in some countries it is legal. And the main character, Naria, she is the heiress to the copper throne, and she is a mage. She was born with magic, and her parents, well, they can't exactly say all mages need to die except for her daughter. So they told the people that she is sick. Of course, the people of Esler are not waiting for a sick and weak monarch because, well, she'll die before the next heiress is born, and then we have a problem in a few years. So let's just kill the entire family and be rid of them and put someone on the throne that we do like. Then the world will be a better place.
Wow. So it sounds like a survival story for your main protagonist.
Yeah, at moments, certainly. It's centering around a civil war that breaks loose and it slowly starts spreading to the other countries as well. And yeah, she has to find her allies to get her throne back and to stop a certain threat from an entity who wants to be a god.
Ah, a god.
Yep.
No less than that.
Nope. Yeah, it's an entity. It's a very ancient entity, and he considers himself as powerful as the gods, so why not replace them?
Wow, and she has to take on all these enemies by herself. Where does she find her allies? What kind of people does she look for?
Well, she befriends a crew of sky pirates in the first book.
And what are those?
Well, they're pirates on a flying ship.
All right.
So, quite literally, they are pirates in the sky.
Yeah.
And, well, they turn out to be actually pretty decent people. And they help her get to other countries where she can talk to the people and, like, try to get her allies and find people to take on this battle with her.
I love how you have this entirely developed world. How did you create that? Because you have to know what you're doing if you're writing a series like this.
Yes, for sure. The world's been in development since 2017 or so it's been building for a while.
Yeah.
I take inspiration from a variety of cultures, so every country feels unique. Like I have a country that's more like English inspired, which is Esler. I have a country that's inspired by Renaissance France. I have a country that's inspired by the same era, but like the Mediterranean. And well, that's how the world just develops. I find cultural differences while writing. A fun example is that in Esler, when it's cold, you would serve your guests warm wine.
Right.
If you were to do that in Citran, which is a country just to the south, that would be the biggest faux pas, because that's like telling your guests, hey, you've overstayed your welcome, go away.
Oh, I love that, because that's very much like in our world,
Exactly.
where the same thing can mean something completely different.
Exactly.
One frontier, next to you. Wow. And tell me about your writing process, because you started writing in 2017?
Yeah, something around that time. The first story developed very organically, so I just started writing. The story developed, I had several plot lines going on. So for book 2, 3 and 4, I really do need to start plotting because I need to bring all those lines together again in the end.
Yes, because there is going to be a final book that will bring everything together. Are you writing that right now?
Yes, I'm very far into it. I have 4-ish chapters more to go. So it's all leading up to the grand conclusion. All characters are coming together for the big final battle against the antagonist and against that entity that wants to break into this world and become a god.
I sometimes hear that for certain writers, finishing their series is the hardest thing. Think of Game of Thrones, some authors never end, or they will never know how to finish. How do you do that? How does it feel to write the final chapters of your story?
Odd, honestly, because it's been brewing in my head for so long and now it's almost on paper. I did know the ending while I was still writing book 1, so I know exactly where I wanted to end and I'm building up to that specific ending.
Yeah.
But it feels so weird that once this book is done, or the 4th book is done, it will be the end of the story for all of these characters. It just feels weird, but I'm also very happy because their story will finally be told and not just be in my mind anymore.
Right. And you've been with them until the end. So you had a fantastic journey with them, obviously.
Absolutely.
Because how is it to write a story, to create a story?
It's really great. I've been writing my entire life, so there's a lot of stories in my mind that I want to put on paper eventually. And just watching the story grow, watching the characters develop as you go, it's amazing. And you grow as well, both as a writer and as a person.
Isn't that also the hardest part? Because then you get better and better at writing, but then the first book is out there for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Including all maybe the parts that are not as good as you would hope they would be.
It is, but it's also nice for me to see how much I've grown. Like if I look at book 1, I definitely see things that I'm like, I would do that differently now. But it's still my process. Like you can see how much I've grown when you read book 1 and then book 3, for example, eventually. You just see how much the story has grown and how much I have grown as a writer.
Yeah.
So it's all part of the process, I think.
Even Tolkien started with The Hobbit as a children's story, and look where that got him.
Exactly.
So, what are your plans for when this series is finished? Are you going to a totally different direction, or?
I do have a plan for a prequel because in this book a war has been mentioned several times, the storm flood, and history is written by the victors. So this book, this series really shows what the people say happened, but if that's really what happens, well, I know. But that's what I want to write, like what did really happen during that specific war. And there's a story about Irish folklore inspired that I really want to write as well. There's a story in this world with a different continent that I still want to write. So there is many plans.
Sounds fascinating.
Yes.
Do you do any research when you're developing countries like that you go and read Wikipedia just to get some ideas?
I did. For certain cultures, like one of the countries in my book is sort of lightly inspired by the Mongolians.
Okay.
So I did do some looking into stuff there.
Yeah.
And of course I look up little details, but most of it is just my own idea and just my own fantasy.
Do you ever get stuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely get stuck.
And what is your recipe if you get stuck? How do you get unstuck?
Sometimes I just read back what I've written and I will find that one scene is in the wrong place and I'll just delete, or not per se delete, but remove that scene and put it in a different document. Write something else and then suddenly the story will get flowing again. So I will just notice that, hey, this isn't right. I need to do this part differently, and then I will unstuck myself.
I think that's a very smart way to approach it. Just move around a little bit, shake it up, and then it will come back. Because the story is already in you, right? It wants to get out.
Yes, and like with book 1, I wrote a certain scene and I was like, okay, I did this. And now what? Now the story is basically done and it doesn't have an ending. Okay, let's remove this scene and let's do something differently. And then it just all fell into place.
That is so funny. As if it always had to be like that.
Exactly.
It's almost magic.
Indeed.
Now, you've also designed these covers yourself because you're not only a talented writer, but also a designer.
Yes, I studied graphic design, so I know what I wanted it to look like and I have the skills to make it look like the way I want it.
Is it important to have a good cover?
It is. Because, yeah, well, you might say don't judge a book by its cover, but people definitely do that. Like, if the cover looks pretty, they will pick it up. They will read the back and think, oh, that sounds like something I would read. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's fine. They still pick up your book.
And do you have an idea who reads your books in terms of like demographics, or more women or men, or?
I definitely notice it's being picked up more by women than men because, well, the main character is female and I am a woman as well, so that might play into it. Demographics, it's a bit difficult because this is written as, well, new adults, but that's not really a category here in the Netherlands. So
What kind of age are we talking about?
yeah, I'm personally considering it like 17 and up, but it's being marketed as 15 and adults, so 15 plus and adults.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it gets picked up by a variety of ages, but I do tell people like, hey, if you're like under 14, under 15, you may not want to read this because there are some pretty dark themes in here and that's not fit for a younger audience.
Right. And any plans to bring this to an international market?
Hopefully. I just want to finish the series in Dutch first and then I will consider if I want to translate it into English. But I just want the series to be finished here first.
Story first.
Exactly.
And the rest will follow.
Exactly.
I'm really looking forward to seeing your career evolve. And thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you as well.